Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. As you probably hear, there's a change in the audio. I am using a different device. Right now I am using the MacBook that I have and a completely different screen recorder. The earlier screen recorder, I recorded it on a MacBook and it conked out on me. It just broke. It couldn't record any audio, so I needed to switch to this. And you may be wondering, why haven't I used this earlier, since hopefully it sounds better, this new device. Well, the reason is the Chromebook device was much quicker and easier, and I could put out the videos much faster. Now it will take a little bit more time to get used to, but I think I'll definitely manage to do it. So thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing and liking the video because that really helps. So please consider subscribing to my channel. Really helps out a lot. And let's get right into the video. So today's video is going to be an episode on the fact that there's going to be a ton of heavy snow across the northern half of the United States, and even not even the northern. I mean, some of the south central regions, like potentially southern Missouri, Tennessee, could even see some snow. And for April, that is not really heard of. And these snowfall amounts I'm going to show you in a couple of minutes are so great that they would be normal for. They would be still big for months like December, January, but it's already April. So these snowfall totals will be very significant. So let me rewind this back to hour 6, and you can see this is the storm that passed across the plains. Oops, sorry about that. This is the storm that passed across the plains, northern plains, South Dakota, Minnesota, and it left up to 6 to 8 inches of snow, which was insane. And the winds on this are going to be very strong. In fact, there are wind advisories issued for much of this region. I am highlighting out in this little crosshairs you could see. And so there is going to be strong wind with this storm, and you can see it passes out into Canada, so nothing really much major outside the fact that it left wind and snow for the upper Midwest. However, this is where the next system comes through. You could see this is the low, and this is the system that is going, sorry I keep clicking on this, and this low is going to be spinning, dragging up moisture from the south, and that brings up some moisture. St. Louis will get some snow out of this, Indianapolis, Columbus, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, New York City, and you can see this is a quick hitter. However, some of the snowfall could be quite significant. I mean, the snowfall could leave up to 6 inches of snow in some areas, and these areas have been in the warm temperatures for the past several days and months, and some of these areas had flooding issues, like Indiana, Ohio, southern Indiana. They had lots and lots of rain. They had flooding concerns with all the previous storm that passed through, and now they're going to be receiving 4 to 5 inches of snow on top of that. So this is the first little storm that is basically almost certain to happen. However, that is small compared to what's to come. This next storm is going to be huge. It's going to be massive. And this storm is going to span across anywhere from about New York City to the Rockies. I mean, look at this. New York City all the way to the Montana Rockies. And this storm has a snowy side to the north and a rainy side to the south. You can see this low is fairly strong while being on land. 9 to 89. That is very strong, actually. You can see the winds, again, are going to be very windy. There's going to be a lot of snow on the backside. You can see this snow right here is going to be heavy, so it looks as if Green Bay, Wisconsin, Alpena, Michigan, Marquette, Michigan, Minneapolis, Minnesota could see some snow. Definitely not some snow. I mean, they're going to see quite a bit of snow, but you could see this is not going to transition into nor'easter. It just goes too far to the north, and it's almost like a mushroom cloud shape. You could see there's a stalk, and there's like the mushroom head, snow on the backside of it, and warm air across. And you can see there's a pretty strong cold front on the backside of this. That is a second storm. Now this is the third storm that's going to be a little bit more farther to the south. And again, this one is, as we farther go on into the hours, 144, the further and further we go out, the more and more uncertainty we have with these storms. So this could obviously not happen, or it could just shift potentially into, say, southern Indiana even. That's what earlier they were showing, southern Illinois. However, now it's shifted a little bit further north, and they have been consistent with this for several model runs. So you can see that passes through, leaves some snow behind, and there is another storm. This storm is basically just, it's just so far out that it's gonna probably not even gonna happen, similar to what they're showing, so I'm not even going to talk about it. But you can see at the end it slowly starts warming up, and there's going to be less winter storms. So if you're wondering how much snow is left behind with these snowstorms, definitely quite a bit. You'll be pretty shocked with these snow amounts. I mean, look at this. Northern Michigan, up to 15 inches of snow. Look at this. That earlier system, couple of systems in a row, Indianapolis could be receiving over a foot of snow. Over half a foot of snow. Nebraska also. So look at this. Just a very wide swath of heavy snow for April. Most of these areas, at least I would say south of I-80, aren't used to seeing much snow in April. But look at this. A lot of areas south of I-80, which runs through central Iowa, northern Illinois, and then goes all the way to New York. Those areas aren't really used to seeing much snowfall. So, I mean, much snowfall in April. Pardon me. And you can see they could be receiving over 6 inches of snow. So this is definitely, I'll probably make a couple more update videos on this. Maybe go in depth on a single storm more. But right now, let's further look into the storm that is going to be occurring across that little clipper one. Not clipper, it's just going to be a little disturbance that's riding along the jet stream. And it's going to be occurring into New York City and areas way south of I-80. So that's the system I'm talking about. So you can see it comes out of the Colorado Rockies, or I should say the Southwest, but eventually ends up in the Colorado Rockies. And this wave really hammers. I think Nebraska will get the most out of this wave because it's a prolonged snowfall event that just stays there and continues just slamming and pounding the Nebraska, western Nebraska. And that eventually moves out after leaving several inches of snow. It picked this high is supposed to be, I don't know, this is a little bit misplaced. The low should be somewhere around here, but you know, the models aren't too good at forecasting that, because definitely the high would not be here with the system right next to it. And you can see it picks up some moisture from the Gulf of Mexico, since this is spinning counterclockwise. It spins like this, so it picks up moisture from the Gulf of Mexico. You can see there's a Gulf of Mexico right here, and that brings us some sleet, some rain, but it has a snowy side as well. And this race is quickly off. You can see Indiana the next couple of hours, 3 hours, and it's almost into New York and out of New York. So this is a quick hitter. However, don't be deceived by that, due to the fact that these snowfall rates are going to be pretty intense, and this is going to be several hours after Easter, so everybody's going to be traveling back, and this is going to make a travel headache for major cities like Indianapolis, New York City. And you can see the NAM shows a lot of snow. You could see 7 inches of snow in Pennsylvania, which is, in my opinion, a little bit too much. I don't think that will happen. I do think that 4 to 5 inch snowfall totals will occur. However, if this continues to beef up on the snowfall totals, because the models have been slowly increasing the system in intensity, making it become stronger and stronger. Yesterday, it was very weak. Maybe an inch of snow at most. Now you can see potentially leaving up to 7. So I think that 7 will not happen if this system stays at this strength. However, if it continues to strengthen up this system like it has for the past 24 hours, 7 inches is definitely likely for some isolated areas. And this swath of snow is fairly wide. You could see from Nebraska all the way to New York City, and it stretches from about, this is including sleet, so this is not going to be snow, but you can see, I would say, anywhere from around southern St. Louis metro area to about Peoria, Illinois. So not too wide. I meant to say at the beginning that it's a little bit very long, because I said too wide, right? I think I did. Very wide swath. I meant to say very long swath of snow stretching from the Rockies to East Coast. And this will definitely be something we'll need to just take our time with. If you're traveling out there, definitely take your time, because this could lead to travel problems, due to the fact that it's after Easter and it's heavy snow falling at heavy intensities. So I would also like to show you guys Oh yeah, I also want to mention one thing. This screen recorder that I have right now allows me to record longer videos, more than 10 minutes. The previous one did not allow me to record one under over 10 minutes. So now I'll be able to record more, and so I'll probably be making a little bit longer videos. So let's go to the GFS model, and let's also look at the temperatures, because you can see the temperatures are going to be crashing the next couple of days. After this after the storm that was in the upper plains, not the little one that was coming across Indiana and like right here, it was the one that was further up north. After that one, the cold air will just come sieging in, and this is the time of the year where, look, it's almost 90 in Florida, but the freezing line is still around northern Illinois, central Iowa. So this is definitely a clash of the two forces fighting it out. And for the next several days, I'm sorry for the spring lovers, it looks as if the winter will win. It looks as if the winter side will win of this, but not for long. You can see that this dives down to southern Illinois, while Texas is baking into 90-degree temperatures. So this is definitely a contrast, and these temperatures, look at that, -1. This is actual temperatures. This isn't feels like, so this is definitely something we'll need to watch. And you could see this continues and continues, but at the end it slowly starts to moderate, and then the freezing line kind of backs off into Canada. And once in a while during the night it sneaks back in, like right here. But I think that the next, say, 10 days will definitely be colder than average for, let's say, the northern eastern half of the nation and the northwestern half of the nation. So I would say pretty much just the northern half of the nation will be below average. So that is pretty much it, guys. Stay tuned. As always, please consider liking this video and subscribing to my channel. And see you guys on the next episode.